The Cleveland Cavaliers tied for the second-best start in NBA history. Only the 73-9 Warriors started better. No LeBron, no super team. Just the fourth team ever to go undefeated through 15 games. But here's what nobody's talking about. By game 35, they were 31-4, the best record in the NBA, on pace for 72 wins, a first-year head coach in Kenny Atkinson, and they did it without a single All-NBA first-team player from the previous season. This was supposed to be a rebuild year. Instead, the Cavaliers became unstoppable. Today, we're breaking down how they did it. The system changes, the breakout performances, the 4 losses that almost derailed everything, and whether this was real or just fool's gold. Let's dive in. May 23rd, 2024. The Cavaliers fire J.B. Bickerstaff after 5 seasons. They'd just lost to the Celtics in the second round. Again. The front office decided it was time for a new voice. Enter Kenny Atkinson, former Nets head coach, Warriors assistant, known for player development and modern offensive schemes. But here's the thing. Nobody expected this. October 23rd, 2024. Game 1. Toronto Raptors. The Cavaliers opened the season on the road and destroyed Toronto by 30, winning 136-106. Donovan Mitchell had 25 points. The offense looked completely different. More ball movement, more three-pointers, faster pace. This wasn't the Cavs from last year. They won their next 2 games easily. Then came the real test. October 28th. Madison Square Garden. New York Knicks. Jalen Brunson. Karl Anthony Towns. The new-look Knicks. Cleveland won 110-104 in a grinded-out defensive battle. Evan Mobley had 25 points. The Cavs were 4-0, but nobody was paying attention yet. October 30th. LeBron James returns to Cleveland. The King gets a standing ovation, but the Cavs blow out the Lakers 134-110 by 24 points. LeBron had 26 points, but it didn't matter. Jarrett Allen dominated with 20 points and 17 rebounds. Cleveland was 5-0. The league started watching. They beat the Magic. Then the Bucks, twice, by 1 point each time. They went to New Orleans and won, beat the Warriors by 19, the Nets, the Bulls in Chicago, the 76ers in Philly. Every game, a different hero. Darius Garland averaging 21-7. Donovan Mitchell at 24 per game. Evan Mobley playing DPOY-level defense. Jarrett Allen grabbing everything. November 17th, Game 15. Charlotte Hornets. The Cavaliers won 128-114 to go 15-0. Fourth team in NBA history to start a season this way. Franchise record winning streak. Darius Garland had 25 and 12 assists. Ty Jerome, their backup point guard, had 24 points off the bench. The whole league was asking the same question. Are the Cavaliers for real? November 19th. TD Garden, Boston Celtics. The defending NBA champions, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. This was the test everyone was waiting for. The Celtics won 120-117. Cleveland's perfect season was over. But here's what mattered. The Cavs were right there. This wasn't a blowout. They proved they could hang with the champs. Donovan Mitchell had 35 points. They just couldn't get stops down the stretch. Boston hit big threes. The Cavs were 15-1. Championship teams don't fold after their first loss. Cleveland came back and beat New Orleans by 28. Beat Toronto. Then they hit their first real adversity. November 27th. Atlanta Hawks at home. Lost 124-135. Atlanta shot lights out. Trae Young cooked them for 29 points. 2 days later, November 29th, the rematch in Atlanta. The Cavs got blown out 101-117 by 16 points on the road. Suddenly, Cleveland was 17-3. The doubters came out. See? They're not actually that good. Hawks exposed them. But then the Cavaliers went on an absolute tear. Beat the Celtics at home in revenge, 115-111. Blew out the Wizards twice. Beat the Nuggets. The Bucks again. The 76ers again. beat Utah. Then they went on a West Coast road trip and dominated. Beat Denver 149 to 135. Donovan Mitchell had 28. Darius Garland had 24. Beat the Warriors 113 to 95. Beat the Lakers 122 to 110 on New Year's Eve. The Cavs were 29-4 heading into January, best record in the NBA. But the real statement game was coming. January 3rd, 2025. Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. The NBA Finals runners-up. Cleveland went into Dallas and dropped 134 points, winning 134 to 122. Donovan Mitchell had 35. The Cavs shot 54% from the field. January 5th, 2025, Charlotte Hornets at home. The Cavaliers won 115 to 105 to improve to 31-4. They'd won 16 of their last 17 games. Only 3 teams in NBA history had started better through 35 games. The 2015-16 Warriors at 34-1, the 1995-96 Bulls at 33-2, and the 1971-72 Lakers at 32-3. Cleveland was in historic company. So what made them special? Kenny Atkinson completely changed how the Cavs played. Pace increased from 97.2 possessions per game, 28th in the league, to 99.8, which was 12th. Three-point attempts jumped from 31.9 per game to 37.2. Offensive rating went from 117.1, 14th in the league, to 121.9 points per game. Second highest in franchise history. They were flying. More transition buckets, more ball movement, more freedom for their stars. The core 4 made it happen. Donovan Mitchell, 24.6 points, 4.4 rebounds, 4.1 assists per game. The closer, the guy who took over in the fourth quarter. Darius Garland, 20.7 points, 6.7 assists. The engine, his pick and roll with Mobley and Allen was unstoppable. Evan Mobley, 17.7 points, 8.9 rebounds, 2.9 assists, 1.6 blocks. The defensive anchor. He finished 5th in Defensive Player of the Year voting. At 23 years old, Jarrett Allen, 14.4 points, 10.8 rebounds. The rebounder. The lob threat. Mr. Consistent. He made his 3rd straight All-Star team. But here's what separated them from other contenders. The depth. Ty Jerome averaged 10.1 points per game off the bench. Best backup point guard in the league. Caris LeVert provided scoring punch. Georges Niang hit threes. Max Strus stretched the floor. 8 guys averaging double figures in the regular season. 8. You couldn't game plan for just Mitchell and Garland because someone else would beat you. And they weren't just an offensive juggernaut. Cleveland finished 7th in defensive rating at 110.8. Mobley, Allen, and Isaac Okoro formed one of the best defensive front courts in the NBA. They could switch 1 to 5. They protected the rim. They forced turnovers. This was a complete team. So after that historic 31-4 start, what happened? The Cavaliers finished the regular season 64-18. Best record in the NBA. First seed in the East. First time since 2016. The first time without LeBron James since 1976. Donovan Mitchell made All-NBA second team. Evan Mobley won Defensive Player of the Year. Kenny Atkinson won Coach of the Year. Jarrett Allen made his 3rd All-Star team. Then the playoffs happened. They swept the Miami Heat 4-0 in the first round, destroyed them, looked unstoppable. Second round, Indiana Pacers, the team they were supposed to roll over. Game 1, lost 112-121 at home. Game 2, lost 119-120 at home. They gave up a 20-point lead. Game 3, won 126-104 in Indiana. Finally showed up. Game 4, lost 109-129, down 41 points at halftime. Biggest halftime deficit in Cavaliers playoff history. Game 5, lost 105-114 at home. Season over, eliminated in 5 games. The same Pacers team they'd beaten all season, so was the 31-4 start real? Yes. Was the team real? Also yes. But here's the truth. The Cavaliers proved they could dominate the regular season with elite offense, great depth, and a system that maximized their talent. What they didn't prove was that they could win in the playoffs when the game slows down, rotations tighten, and stars have to take over. The 31-4 start wasn't a fluke. It was the beginning of Cleveland's championship window. They just learned they're not there yet. Donovan Mitchell is 28. Darius Garland is 24. Evan Mobley just turned 23. Jarrett Allen is 26. This core is young. The 15 and O-Start showed the ceiling. The Pacers series showed the gaps. The question isn't whether the Cavaliers are contenders, it's whether they can take the next step. Because 31-4 doesn't mean anything if you can't win in May. That's the story of the Cavaliers' historic 31-4 start. From tying the second-best start in NBA history to falling short in the playoffs. What do you think? Can this core win a championship? Or do they need to make a move? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more NBA breakdowns.